Hello, friend. I've got to thank my Facebook friend Ozzy for teaching me to say that. He says that all the time. Hello, friend. It's good to be with you. It's good to be doing these prayers with you. Now, these are prayers you do. Okay, these are not necessarily prayers that you say. You don't have to say them out loud, or maybe even you don't even have to think them. You do them. And when you get a signal, it means you did it. So even if it doesn't feel like you did it when you know, hearing me say it, and it might help to repeat it out loud. But this is the place, if you have been having trouble getting a signal, if you do these things and look for a signal, just actually do them, whatever that means to you. And it may not mean, for a lot of people they say, well, it doesn't mean anything to me. And I guess they can't do this, but if you can, just give yourself a break here and decide that you're going to do your best. Do your best, that's all. Leave the rest to God and see if a signal comes. And if one does, it means maybe you might surprise yourself and get a signal where you just absolutely thought you don't relate to it, can't do it, it doesn't mean anything to me. And God may tell you otherwise. So give God a chance. Give God a chance to help you. And if you are getting signals, these are good things for you to do for yourself. Now, we're not going to say, for example, I have the noosphere prayer in front of me. This is a prayer that helps the planet. This is not about you. These prayers in the noosphere prayer are not about you. They're about helping the planet, helping the world. They're not about helping any particular person. They're about bringing the world up to a higher level of immunity, and the world needs that, obviously. And given the stupidity of human beings, the world has been doing a pretty good job of keeping itself immune, I would say, under the circumstances. It hasn't been doing too badly, so it's worth helping because it's helping itself. And see, that's the same with people. The people who are worth helping are the ones who are helping themselves. So let's just say this, okay? I'm now removing all impressions from the karmic body of the noosphere. You don't have to know what any of this means. Just be focused on your hands, and I'll show you what my signal looks like. Actually, I'll bring my hand right over here. And see, if I just get a tiny little finger with that, even that's too big. I'm actually not getting a signal there. I'm trying to show you what it looks like. Well, let me do the prayer I just did. I'm now bringing the noosphere. Wait, what was the one I just said? Okay, let me do this. Okay, I'm now removing all the, see, I get this little tiny kind of movement, and mine often comes like, I don't even get the words out. There's a higher intelligence that knows what I'm going to say. So this really isn't about saying anything or thinking anything. It's actually about doing it. And that signal means I did it. Now I'll say the whole thing again. Give you a chance with it, okay? To be with it. I'm removing all impressions from the karmic body of the noosphere. And when you get a signal, you've done that. A lot of people do not get finger movements when they start. They get like a, some of them say they get like a pulsing in their hand or arm, or their. One guy had said he felt it in his side. Another one said he felt like his throat moving or contracting. And you watch these different people in these movies, and you see all different kinds of signals. And if you're having trouble getting signals, the thing to do is connect with other people and be with them when they're getting signals. And it's better, obviously, to be with them in person, live, you know. Like invite all your friends over for Friday night and, you know, sit down with them and do this prayer together, you know. But, you know, because most of them are going to start getting signals right away. What I find is that in groups, most people start getting signals immediately, especially when they see a movie of somebody doing it, or just somebody, you know, or a few people who are doing it show them, you know. Sometimes it really does take more than one person. Which is why, you know, I had a little trepidation about, you know, like being the one showing you this, because I was thinking, well, you know, maybe they need a few people to show them. But I thought, well, I'll just take a chance and do it with you. Okay, here's another prayer. I'm now raising the noosphere to the 27th dimension. Okay, let's do that. I'm now raising the noosphere to the 27th dimension. And I got a signal. You know, it doesn't hurt to do it a few times. The noosphere can use all the help it can get. It's like everybody else, you know. I'm now raising the noosphere to the 27th dimension. I'm removing all pathologies from the noosphere. There are a lot of immunic actions in this prayer. That's what we call these. We call them immunic actions. They're actions that immunize. I'm now removing all pathologies from the noosphere. I'm adjusting the particle indexes of the noosphere to be in perfect balance, so the noosphere is immune to the assaults that are being made on it right now by humanity. You know, one thing about this, if we don't have a world to be in, it's not really going to matter what we cure. So you do want to have a world here to live in after you cure all this stuff you came in here to cure. Now do this about yourself. I am merging my higher bodies with other people who understand what we're doing. And we all become stronger by doing that. You know, I meet a lot of people who understand what we're doing, and they're very weak. they're just weak. But they have a lot of love, and they have the light inside of them. You know, the light is shining out of them, you know. And it's wonderful to meet them. And, you know, I'm trying to do what I can to strengthen everybody so that we can all do this together. You should share this movie. You know, you should share it on Facebook with everybody you possibly can, and, you know, email it to everybody you can, and you should just share it with people. And also you should share, you know, what your relationship is to it and why you're sharing it, so that they know why they're getting it. Because they might find it a little strange, like they see this guy wearing an I Cured Cancer t-shirt. I never had medically diagnosed cancer. I did have cancer. I found it and cured it before it ever became a medical condition. It was years ago I found it in myself. I was probably around 50 when I found it. 51, something like that. And I found it and took it out. That was a good night for me, and I came away from that feeling really good. But I did not actually cure a medically defined cancer that a doctor diagnosed. The cancer that I cured, the medically diagnosed cancer, was in other people. And we recorded them, so you can hear, if you go to the Cancer Cure Show page, .org, orgs are nonprofits. And you can get to it through this website, by the way. See the cures on the bottom there? 87,000 cures and counting. That's what we brag about, is our cures, which is what I'm doing right now. Just doing a little bragging here, you know. It's no harm in it. If it makes me happy, why not indulge me? Let me brag. But we recorded the people actually curing the cancer, so you can hear how they do it. You go to the Cancer Cure Show page, and you'll find movies and also audio, extensive audio recordings, hours of people curing cancer. And I'm in those recordings. I was there helping them, being there with them. Okay, I'm removing the tendency to use biological weapons from the gravitational and spiral bodies of the noosphere. That's right. See, that stuff actually gets into the noosphere. The noosphere is doing what you do when you make yourself sick. It's actually making itself sick. When we're curing it, we're changing the tendency of the noosphere to do that with these prayers. That's what we're doing. Just like when you remove your herpes, you're changing the tendency of your bodies to host herpes and actually to get it, to bring it in, because it's coming in. When you've had physical outbreaks, it's continuing to come in from other people through other bodies than the physical. And that's why people can't cure it. And that's why the doctor has no cure for it, because he's looking in the wrong body. he's trying to take it out of the physical body, and you got to take it out of the other bodies, or it goes back through them into the physical body. They're controlling the physical body. The other bodies control the physical body. And it's no secret. I mean, it's why there's no cure for herpes, because they just, they don't know those other bodies exist. They studied one body, and that's it. So if you want to cure it, you're going to have to study other bodies and take it out of them. That's what you're going to have to do. You want to cure your cancer or your herpes. Flu, 5 minutes. You hear there are 20 recordings on the Cure Show. I think we actually have a separate page for this, a flu cure show. We had a flu hotline. And you can hear people's flu symptoms disappearing in 15 minutes. The symptoms are disappearing during the recording. I have seen people do that with rosacea symptoms. And it's possible you could do it with a herpes outbreak. I've never seen that, but I probably will at some point. Some innovative immuner will probably cause that. Okay. I am now asking the forgiveness of everyone I ever harmed or will harm by not making this ability readily available to them. And when I get a signal, I've done that. And I have done that too. I have held back. And so I'm now asking the forgiveness. This is a psychic thing we're doing here, okay? I'm actually communicating with people who I've harmed, and most of these are people I never met and never will meet. But I harmed them, and I'm asking their forgiveness because I didn't give them this when I could. I didn't give this to them. And when my finger moves, they've forgiven me. When I was saying you should share this movie, it's good for you to share this. Because you don't get into this, this needing the forgiveness of people who you didn't share it with and who suffered as a result of that lack of sharing. Because I did that. Take it from somebody who I've harmed myself that way. And so I know what that's all about. All the bodies of the noosphere are one rainbow. And when you get a signal, they are. See, these signals mean you're actually doing these things. God is telling you you actually did that. You caused the bodies of the noosphere to be one rainbow. Okay, I'm going to say that again. All the bodies of the noosphere are one rainbow. And when you get a signal, that happened. So the idea here is to feel when your finger moves. You know, a lot of people don't realize because they do share this. You know, they do, share it with all their Facebook friends or, whatever way they have of sharing it, they do it. And they don't realize that people aren't seeing it. Like when you share this with your Facebook friends, they're getting like hundreds of shares in their feed. It's very unlikely that they're going to see yours. Now, maybe if you share it 5 or 10 times a day, they might actually see one of them, But I know for myself, like, I have 150 Facebook friends, and that's very few in terms of what's on Facebook. It's very few Facebook friends. And I hardly see, I see probably 5% of what people put in there. Well, I mean, I spend like, 10 minutes a day there, so what am I going to see, right? And also, there are a lot of things that I see that I don't pay any attention to. And people are going to see this and they just don't pay any attention to it. Until the 5th time they see it and they realize there's something going on there that they need to look at. So, and of course, you have to decide what the best things are to share and what the most effective things will be to share. That's all up to you. I can't tell you, for example, like that this particular movie is the thing, just because I'm in it. I feel, oh yeah, of course, I'm in this movie, so absolutely, this is the one, But it may not be, you would know that better than me, Well, it's good to be with you, and I'm going to show you where the prayers are. There's a lot more to these prayers. Let me do some from another prayer. These prayers are all in a group. They're in the text tutorial, right on the home page, right under the main movie. They're the newbies text tutorial. They're in the newbies text tutorial. And so I'm going to say something. Now, these things are about you expanding personally. They're not actually about curing any physical diseases, though they may. Just by doing these may cure a physical disease. You want to also, there's another signal. In addition to the, this tiny little finger movement, one of the signals that you want to be looking for is just how you feel when you do these things. Like when you were doing the prayers before, did your feeling change? Did how you feel change? So now let's say this. I accept God's wisdom. I got a signal on that. I accept God's wisdom. And I got another signal. I'm attracting grace. Do you notice that this is making me feel good to do this? Like as I say this, that laugh comes, and people are, why is this guy laughing? I mean, there are people who just do not connect to this, and they're feeling bad, and they don't realize it. They don't know how bad they feel, and so my laughing irritates them, and the laughing of the other people in the movies, it irritates them because they don't feel good, and they don't know how can anybody feel good. They don't understand how people can feel good because they don't. And it can be pretty hard to help them. So, but you're helping yourself right now. So the question is, how do you feel? I'm attracting grace. And if you know a girl named Grace, Stop. Stop already. You're trying to attract grace, okay? So I'm attracting grace. I'm attracting guides and guidance. I'm attracting knowingness and wisdom. I'm attracting knowingness and wisdom. Now, this is all I'm going to demonstrate for now. You need to say these prayers every day. These are prayers that you need to say every day. And if you say them often enough, you'll probably have them memorized. They're very long. This prayer probably has like, I don't know, 20, 30 things on it. And they're all important. Like another one is I'm letting in love and empowerment. I mean, you can see how important that is. Have you ever noticed yourself pushing love and empowerment away? Then you know how important it is to say that particular prayer, don't you? You do, right? I'm attracting and letting in love and empowerment. By the way, you can change the wording. Do not worry about it. Change the wordings. Make up other ones. I care about people. And I just tested that. My old friends care about me. And I actually may have made that so and changed them. Although they did care about me, okay, that I know. But what I mean is that I may have altered the way and the intensity and the depth of their caring just then. Actually, I got a spontaneous signal. This finger right here, when I said I may have altered the way they are, that finger just moved. You know, it always feels like a miracle to me. You know, it truly does. And we work miracles every day. That's what we do with this. Those of us, the few and the proud who do this, are changing the earth. We're changing people who don't even know we exist. And we're changing ourselves for the better every day with this. This is way beyond curing diseases. And that comes first. If you've noticed, like the first skill on the hub, I'm assuming you've started and you have, your password to the web college now. And if you've noticed, the first skill on the hub is about curing diseases. And then you go up from there. Like you got to go way beyond curing diseases to be the person you always knew you could be. And a lot of people that I meet, they're disappointed in themselves. They feel as though they didn't get where they wanted to go. They're still striving to get there, and we do it. And when I do something like that, when I say that I am, I care about my old friends, and my old friends care about me. And I feel like I felt a change again. I felt a change again. My old friends care about me. And as I felt that change, I did achieve a change in myself and a betterment. With God's help, I went somewhere. And God is with us, helping us. That's what we're doing here. So, hope if you weren't getting signals when you started this movie, I hope you started getting them. If not, just keep going with these prayers. Print the prayers out and say them for yourself. Just keep saying them and see what you get a signal on. Because a good thing to do, like when you're starting to get a signal, it's good to do a lot of different things rather than trying to beat one thing to death and saying one thing over and over and trying to get a signal on this one thing. Just try to get a signal on, something else and see what happens. I'm installing the reflex to dwell on solutions. How's that? I definitely felt something there. Okay, I'm just going to walk you through how to find these prayers. This is the homepage of CureDrive.org. And as you can see, there are 4 actions you need to take to start. And one of them is watching this movie, which plays automatically when you come on the page. And as you've noticed, next to it is the place, that's the second action, to sign up for the college, which is right here. Okay. And so now you sort of have oriented yourself, and you can see this woman is getting signals with her hand. And down beneath this is a text tutorial. This is the third thing you're supposed to do. It's a video and text tutorial. The newbies video and text tutorial. It's below the movie, directly below it. And if you click on it and you go in here, what you see is a table of contents. There's me giving you an overview of the text tutorial, and there's a table of contents next to it. And right here, most people fail to get signals when they begin. So that's why we have this movie and this part of the text tutorial. And the prayers, as you scroll down the page, you see there's a woman illustrating one of the prayers. That's the continuous cleansing prayer. And then underneath the movie of her are the continuous cleansing, which is, this is a prayer for you to get well, actually. These actions in this prayer are curative. We didn't do any of these. They're coming. When you do the text tutorial, you'll be doing these actions. And see here are the ones we did. We were doing parts of global healing, and then the other one is the gravitational strengthening, which is the one I was doing last. And as you can see, there are a lot of, items on there. And you can just go right to CureDrive.org, and there you will find it. Area code 813-672-3419.